I'm back. Good night. Yeah. Hail Mary long, touchdown in the zone. Texas on my mind, hook 'em till I'm gone. Steel curtains, Pittsburgh battle strong. Scope buffs to the beat, rap the fight song. College dream stadiums packed to the lid. 95 yards, let the Heisman bid. Boys in the huddle, plans never kid. From the Lone Star to the Rockies, heroism undid. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Scope buffs chin, every nerve fits. Pittsburgh sky like I love unearth it. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Lady love on the sidelines, heart in the game. Quarterbacks pass, parallel the same. Respect where it's due, never been lame. Love, laugh, subscribe, the flames never tame. Blitz crush, defensive line rewind. Buffs roar, another first down grind. Long live the gridiron, always unkind. Highlight reels, leaving trails behind. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Scope buffs chin, every nerve fits. Pittsburgh sky like I love unearth it. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Unearth it. Unearth it. Unearth it. Unearth it.
Woohoo!
So
That's I love that. It's so fun for me too because I don't go live that often. So when I see it, I'm reminded by like how much fun it brings me. So you can hear me. So if anybody is in the chat, it looks like we have a couple people in here. If somebody can just like drop us a 1, let us know you hear us. I can hear myself in my AirPod, but you can hear me, can't you?
yeah, sound
Okay,
good.
awesome. First of all, we're excited to be here because I feel like perfect. They can hear us. I feel like all season we like recorded after every Colorado game, and we came back and we had these moments and like we had or whatever. And obviously the season ended and we've still been in contact and still been doing other things. So I'm just excited to just like reconnect with you and follow back up with you. And I will be honest, not a lot of people can get me to go live during the off season and talk about Colorado because you know how I feel about this. However, you are one of those people. So thank you for being like, we need to do something. You're absolutely right. We 100% need to do that. Thank you for letting me play my intro and all of those things. So welcome everybody in. So if you're here, just for those of you that don't know, and I'll let you introduce yourself, is we started connecting last year. I had a series where I did content creators from the teams I followed. And from after that series was over, you reached out and you're like, hey, like I create content. Like, why don't we connect? And we literally connected on a random Saturday, I think. Random Saturday. And we recorded and then I released it. And then it just started happening every week. And then we just like an every week thing. And so that's how we connected. And so I'm all about that. I love that. So for people that will ask, like, what are y'all doing? Who is this? Whatever. Both of our channels have grown since the season. So there's also that. So just calling it out for new people that are like, who is this new face? So anyways, introduce yourself. And then we're here to talk about off-season football, Colorado. Anybody that knows me by now should know that I can talk about football any time of the week, on Saturday, on Sunday at 4 a.m. I prefer not 4 a.m., but you get me. So who are you? Why are you here? Why are you talking to me?
What's up, world? Well, I go by Chris, but I go by Connect. I'm a YouTuber, blogger, traveler, and just, I love the game of football. Of course, that I played football in college and whatnot, but I love to talk about football, love to travel, love to go to games, and love to be there, on the field and, just really experience everything up close. So
Yeah.
that's what I do.
I love that. Hey, Steelers Nation, Australia, thank you for telling me you could hear me. And my resident Baltimore Ravens fan, you are always welcome to anything that I do. So, hi. Yeah. And the other thing is, too, is I think people should know is that, and you know this, but I'm just going to say it for everybody else. I talk about Colorado extensively during the season. I talk about Texas extensively during the season. And I talk about the Steelers very extensively through the season. So, what I try to do is in the offseason, let them make it, right? And I let them kind of like, work themselves out and figure out some things. And I have expectations, and everyone gets mad at my expectations. So I just let them, do what they want to do in the off season. Right. But as the season starts to come back around, I kind of make an appearance, and I'm like, let's talk about it. So let's talk about Colorado. Our thoughts first. Now that the season's not here, obviously. It's June. It will be July. And then I don't know about you, but once it hits July, I feel like it's game time at that point. Right. But how are you feeling? Like, how are you feeling now in the offseason? How are you feeling about what Colorado has going on? What are your thoughts? Like, where are you at? How are you feeling about everything?
Like right now, I'm just very excited to see who's going to be the quarterback to take over. That's been the only thing really on my mind as far as like Colorado offense. Like, who is going to be the starter? Is it going to be Juju? Is it going to be our new guy, the new transfer guy? I mean, it's really exciting to see Juju's growth. From his last high school football game until the spring game, and just to see how he's developed and how he's actually took on the role of a leader on the football team, and it's really exciting to see. Of course, there were a lot of transfers in, a lot of transfers out, and just building that model of a new team, new offense, new defense. And, it's going to be hard to replace Shador, Travis, and the great seniors who had to move on to the next level. But it's going to be very exciting to see.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to have this conversation and just grill you with questions. But I have a question for you.
Okay.
After last season happens, right? We know what happened in the draft. We'll talk about that. But what is something that you are looking for, like as the season kind of starts to get closer, as your football brain maybe comes back a little bit? Like, what are some things that you're like, okay, I want to know who's going to play quarterback, but like, what are you going to be looking at? Because I feel like for so long, if you're a Colorado fan, or quite frankly, if you didn't like Colorado, you kind of knew the staples. Mm-hmm. You knew Travis was there. You knew Shador was there. You knew Shiloh was there. Like, you knew certain things. What is that like for you now? Like, what are you thinking about now as you think about like Colorado? Like, what are you looking forward to? And I just want to be in your background right now. I'm just saying, you is immaculate. Very, very nice. So I just wanted to call that out because I'm not there, and that background's amazing. So, anyways, what do you think about as you are thinking about this next season?
So right now, of course, I'm thinking about leadership. We have to have a leader, a quarterback, who's going to be the quarterback. Second, who's going to protect the quarterback. We know we have a leader in Jordan Seaton, and he's been doing his best to guide the younger guys and coach up everybody, and just make sure everybody has that mindset of it's time to grind, it's time to go, let's go. But that's one thing that I've really been hoping to see improvement in. The offensive line is just, if we don't have an offensive line, it's going to be a rough year. But looks like we're bringing in the recruits, new transfers in the portal, and different things like that. So that's key. Having a front on offense and defense, actually. But
yeah, I love that. I mean, listen, everybody knows what I'm going to say because I've been saying it for 2 years. And trenches, discipline, linebackers. Mm-hmm. Period. Like I feel like at this stage, like that's where we're at, right? It's like at this point, this is year 3. So I need to see trenches, linebackers, discipline. And I probably should have started with discipline because, well, we know the flags and all of that. And so I'm just kind of like, show me what you got. I made a video about the spring game. Nobody agreed with me except for the people that kind of did agree with me, but didn't want to, but kind of came back around and were like, okay. And we don't know. We honestly don't know. And I think if more people would lean into the truth of we don't know, and it's another year, more transfer players, It's another year where we're literally rebuilding an entire offensive line. It's another year where I'm like, oh, and I'm tired. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that for Texas. I'm not doing that for the Steelers, and I damn sure I'm not doing that for Colorado. So I'm just like, let's see. Yeah. Like, what are we actually going to run the ball? Actually, are we doing that? Like,
I would expect to see a lot more running this season, being that we do have a new quarterback. We will have a new quarterback, but it's like I can just think of 2 games from last season that just come to memory where we didn't dominate in the trenches. Nebraska was one, and BYU at the end of the season. Those are 2 big games that that really could have turned around our season, shaped our season. But
Yeah.
but the trenches, we were exposed in the trenches those 2 games, and I think there needs to be a solution to that. So
I agree. I also think that the more, gosh, I don't know. I'm not even going to say that out loud. I have concerns. Like, go figure. Like, I have concerns. Here we are. But and I think that's okay, because I have concerns about all of my teams, and I think anybody who is assessing, because I'm doing this NFL series and I'm talking to all different fans from all different teams, and every group, not every team, most teams are like, we got this, so we're going to get better. That's not actually true. Just because you got players doesn't mean you're going to get better, i.e. my Steelers, i.e. Colorado, Texas will leave you where you're at. But like, so that's why I keep telling people, I'm like, I don't care. Like, show me that you can run block. Show me that you're going to call run plays. Show me that, you're going to do the things. So what are you thinking about for 2025? I know last year you went to games and you did a whole lot of things. Do you know what you're going to do yet? Are you trying to figure out what you're going to do yet? I just need to address the hater in the chat, who is my resident Baltimore Ravens fan who loves typing about the Steelers. So, hey, what are your thoughts? How are you feeling? What do you got going on? Tell the people what you got going on, whatever you want to share.
Right. So honestly, I just love being around college football. So I plan on going to a lot of college football games, preferably Ohio State, just to see.
Oh,
They have
God.
a start. Listen, I'm going to see, it's closer. I'll say it's closer. But no, that game, Ohio State versus Texas, I would love to go to that game. I'm a neutral, by the way. I like Arch, which is pretty
What do
cool.
you mean you're neutral? What are you saying? You're neutral?
JJ Smith. He's
First of all, let's back it up. Let's back it up. Let's show a little bit of loyalty. Okay. Let's show a little bit of loyalty. Okay. Neutral.
I have to be neutral.
After everything we've been through, you're going to say neutral? You see what I'm saying? It'd be your own people. Boy, I tell you. Forget Jeremiah Smith. So
he's from Florida, so he's a guy. He's a stud. He's a stud for real.
I just checked my schedule and I have something planned in 3 seconds.
But no, I will say this. If I had to pick a team that would win the game, Ohio State versus Texas, I would have to say Texas, being that I feel that they didn't lose as many talented players though. But I still remain neutral. So.
Yeah, no, I respect that you need to remain neutral. I respect that. But after this, I'd expect like a certain message that's like, hey, no, but honestly, and that's why I tell people, I mean, Texas lost a lot of people too. And so I'm not sitting here saying they didn't, but we forget that Ohio State lost more players than Texas did. So it's like, and you know how I feel about people making football arguments and having football takes when I'm like, you have to apply the same logic to every team. So if you say Texas isn't going to be good because they lost 13 guys to the NFL, you then have to follow that up by saying Ohio State then is not going to be good because I think they lost 14 or whatever the numbers are. They lost more than we did. And so it's like, whatever. I mean, I don't know. Like, I have so many things to say about that game. I just won't even go there. But I also feel like it is what dreams are made of. I waited a long time for Texas to be back.
Oh
And
yeah.
for us to play games where people want to watch us play and games that matter. And we're finally here. And even if you are using terrible judgment and not cheering for the right team, it's okay. I forgive you.
That's fair.
We can
That's fair.
we can move past it. I forgive you. So do you have, if you could, if you could go to like any college football game, would the Texas Ohio State game be like the game where you're like, I want to go to that one? Or is there like another matchup, another like college football matchup that you're like, man, I would love to go to watch this team play this team?
Honestly, I would have to say the Ohio State versus Michigan game. It's
Yeah,
always going to been a game that I've always wanted to check out, and this year I think it's going to be in the Big House
it is in
again.
the big house. Yeah.
So yeah, that's one game that I would love to check out in that atmosphere. Both stadiums, honestly, in the Horseshoe as well. But I feel like that's an exciting game, and I will say Texas versus Oklahoma.
Woo! Oh.
Yeah, that's Red
I'm like a
River rivalry.
child.
Hey,
I
hey,
love that. Yeah.
passionate. Love it. I love it.
Yeah, I will be honest to say, if you've never been to a Texas OU football game, to see the stadium split in the middle and all the terrible food you could ever eat for your entire life, and just like to go neutral, right? Wear a neutral shirt. Don't wear anything Texas or Oklahoma. Just go neutral. But if you've never experienced that and you're close to Dallas, want to be in Dallas, want to go because you just want that experience, you have to. You will, like, again, go neutral. Don't wear just neutral, just white shirt. It's perfectly fine. It's hot anyway. But yeah, go neutral, bring a ton of money for food, and you will have the best time ever. Yeah, I
Isn't
like
it
that.
the state fairs there, or is that
State
they have a
Fair is
specific?
there. And it's like that whole weekend is like Texas OU. Like everywhere you go, somebody's going to be like, Texas has spent $1,000 on food. My OU guest has spent $750. Like everything is a competition.
Competitive?
Like
Wow.
everything. That's
Wow.
why I said go neutral. Like wear white, whatever, black shirt. Don't wear a black shirt in Texas, please. Not in that time of the year. Let's just not do that. But yeah, it's just like a good old-fashioned football matchup, and then the game starts and everybody hates each other. That's not a lie. And you could get into a fight. But it's normal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that's how it is. It's fantastic. So yeah.
Two other stadiums I would like to go to. Penn State's.
Oh my God. I
Penn
want to
State,
go see Penn State at night with the
yeah,
white. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Me
and
too.
Virginia Tech to see the Hokies. I thought that was
Okay.
pretty interesting. They do the Sandman. Yeah, the Sandman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so.
I'm kind of like that with Clemson.
Mm, mm.
So I think so if you were to ask me that question, I would pick Clemson because I like tradition. It's funny because I'm an NFL woman. Like I'm choosing the NFL any day of the week and twice on Sundays, but I love the tradition of college football. That I love that.
Right.
And I love Clemson's tradition. Like anytime you get a tradition going, even Florida State, like I
Yeah.
love like the horse running in and hitting the thing, like love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So Clemson's one, but I think the best college game atmosphere at night, and I can't believe I'm saying this out loud now that Texas is in the SEC, is
Uh-oh.
LSU. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know if you can beat LSU at night. Now, when they have that Tiger out, I can mind my own business. But just the experience, I feel like the stadium rocks. I could be wrong, but
That's
yeah.
another
So
stadium I wanted to go to. I have to
yeah,
go there.
yeah. Shout out to LSU. Baton Rouge is a great college town. All right, like I don't think it gets enough credit for how great of a college town it is, and the food is amazing.
Really, really.
Fantastic.
I think I
Like,
have that on the schedule.
fantastic. Like fantastic. And again, fans that know how to cheer for their team, it's amazing. So
Yeah.
I don't know how we started talking about this, but there we go. Like, and then obviously, if you wanted like the best ever in game experience, where we throw a lot of money at the experience, everything's fantastic. Come to fucking Texas. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I have something to say. Since you're repping your school, I have to rep my school. Florida State University, we did a stadium renovation that a lot of fans are not happy about.
Oh, really?
We took away a lot of stands on the home side to add a stadium club. Yeah, and the second stadium club actually. So it's not. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who said yes to that decision?
I would like to know because as a booster, we vote on these things. I thought, but hey,
You,
but
y'all are
hey,
taking my money and I can't get a vote.
right, right,
I
right.
love that. Hey, Vocal Mike, how are you, sir? Um, you mentioned Florida State. How do you feel about Florida State right now for the 2025 season?
I've been trying my best not to say much, not to get my hopes up, because these
Okay.
past few seasons have been, very heartbreaking, and honestly, I feel like the culture is slowly coming back. Uh,
Okay.
it's tough to rebuild a program, and what happened last year should never happen again. And I have a feeling that if it does happen again, we will be searching for someone else.
A new
So
coach.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yes, unfortunately, but
yeah.
that's how it rolls, and got to keep climbing, as they say. So
The landscape in college football, boy, I tell you,
it's rough.
it ebbs and flows as money flows.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love that.
yeah.
The other thing is also because there's some Colorado players that are now like at NFL teams.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people have like this is gonna sound so petty. God, I'm so petty today. I forgive me for being petty. Okay, I didn't have a lot of sleep last night. I've been busy. Okay,
It's okay.
um, a lot of people didn't know anything about the NFL for 2 years, and they yelled it very loudly. They don't know anything about the NFL. They don't know anything about the NFL. I'm learning now some of those same people are now talking about the NFL. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So how are you feeling now that there's Colorado players in the NFL? Have you found yourself tracking more NFL stuff lately, or like where are you at with like the Colorado players being in the NFL?
Honestly, I see the NFL as a business. You know
Mm-hmm.
what that's what it is, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that it's a business. Therefore, there are a lot of business transactions that go on, and that kind of, I won't say like draws me away from the game, but you can tell it's more about money more than
Yeah.
anything. But I will say that I have been keeping track of Travis, Shador, Jimmy Horn, and Shiloh, and all the guys that transitioned from Colorado into the NFL. And
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited. And uh, Shador is close by in Cleveland, and I hope
Yeah.
to be, going to a few of his games to check him out. And I feel like it's very surreal just to see them on the next level, being that we paid so close attention to them in college. It's like we're
Correct.
watching our little brothers grow up to do these, amazing things. And oh, I'm sorry, I have to mention this. Did you see Travis's new deal?
Yes.
Oh boy.
His guaranteed deal. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm
but
happy.
also, I hope that means there's also a clause in there about him playing both sides of the football. Because that's what I've always preached about Travis Hunter. Do I think he plays too many snaps? Absolutely. I think he plays way too many snaps.
Yeah.
But if you're going to play those snaps, get paid for those snaps.
Right.
so,
Right.
so I hope the reason why it's guaranteed is or got all of that up front is because there's something in there about the snap count or 50% offense deep. Like I just hope there's something in there
Mhm.
that protects him in some way, shape, or form. Because if this all works out, like he could stand to make a ton of money. It's just, is he protected? That's always my thing. Is like, is he protected? Vocal Bike says, I'm pulling for all the Colorado players. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I will be honest. I have like mixed feelings because I'm hard on NFL teams. I just am because I'm like, bruh, you're gonna pay $1 million. I don't care. Like, do it. Make the tackle. Like, I don't care. And so when you see people coming from like a college level where you kind of were giving them a little grace and you're kind of like, yeah, they didn't do it well, but now I'm kind of like, catch the ball, Jimmy Horn. I don't care. Catch the ball. I don't care. Like it's like different now because I'm like,
Right.
I don't care, Shiloh. Actually tackle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
and I don't know how I'm going to feel. Obviously, no games have happened. Preseason hasn't happened. I I'm a little bit of an anomaly in that I don't really pay attention to these teams until they go to training camp and until they have like a preseason game. And then I'm kind of like, okay, like I see what we're trying to do. So that's just me though. It's also because I feel like a veteran with this. I'm like, I'm not falling for the okie doke.
At all.
I'm not falling for the headlines. I'm not falling for the stats. I'm not falling for the picture. I'm not falling for any of it. Nope. This is not my first rodeo. I have been there and done that.
Yeah. And you know, even after the first season, I'm still like, okay, how are you coming back next year? Because that shows that sophomore slump. A lot of guys go into that, you know, that. But Jaden Daniels, I'm excited to see how he's gonna be year 2, because year 1 was he did his thing.
He was great. He was great.
But you know, I saw that he was training with this like AI type technology and well, not AI, but you know, technology type deal. But VR, yeah.
So now I have a question for you. Because you don't watch the NFL as religiously, you watch football, you watch it when it's on, all the things, but it's not like something that you like. I'm obsessed with it. It's different, right? Who do you think? Like, what are you looking forward to for the 2025 season then, besides the Colorado players? Like, for you, who are some guys and things that you're kind of wondering, like, okay, you said Jaden Daniels, like, you wonder how he's going to come out. Anybody else that you're kind of curious about that's either coming from college that you're wanting to see or just like any other teams?
Oh yeah, for sure. I have 3 guys right now. Cam Ward.
Okay.
He's been not a lot of people have been talking about him, being that he was, you know, kind of, I don't want to say overshadowed, but he was overshadowed by other players in the draft. And I feel like he's an excellent quarterback, and he's going to do pretty big things in Tennessee. He seems to be very consistent, very mature, very accurate, you know, and I saw some clips of him in practice, and the way he was letting the ball go off his hand, it was quite, I was like, whoa, bro. Like, what have you been doing? You know, working on different things like that. But
love that.
Cam Ward, quarterback in Atlanta, what's Penix?
Penix. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think he's going to do some amazing things in Atlanta. So I'm excited to see him and Bijan Robinson.
I love Bijan.
Yeah, he's yeah. I think they're going to do some amazing things in Atlanta over the years. And who was another guy? One more guy, Justin Fields. I want to see if he can make a comeback. What is he going to do? You know, so he proved that it wasn't him. You know, over from the Bears, it wasn't him.
True.
He played with the Steelers. He did. You know,
he was fine.
He made improvements. Yeah, he was fine. So let's see if he can command a team on his own and, you know, be a leader.
I love that. I love getting other people's perspectives that aren't like in the same spaces. Because I love that. And also the way the world works, it's like we're all fed certain levels of information. Like, because I've been doing my fan series, the thing I love about it is that I follow everybody that I talk to. And so my timeline is like, I'll get a Raiders update. I'll get a random Chargers update. I'll get a random Minnesota Vikings update. I'll get a random Jets update. And so it's like feeding me all the people that I follow. And sometimes I get overwhelmed, but other times I love it because I kind of know what's happening. And like, I don't know what's happening, but you know, I kind of see like different sectors of the football landscape. So that's cool.
You know what that brings me? You know what that brings me to? We are seeing a very big increase in the number of African American quarterbacks in the league.
That's true.
And I feel like the game is changing, and teams are having to adapt. You know, the quarterback has to be able to run, you know, and move in the pocket. You know, the traditional quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, he you know, your Steelers quarterback, but he was mobile, but you know, he's more of a traditional pocket passer.
Yes.
So the game is definitely changing, and that's exciting to see. So.
Yeah, I think too. My Steelers. I think that's my frustration with them is I'm like, I don't know if we're evolving, but I think that the more I lean into it, the more I like think and analyze, the more I'm realizing that like today, it probably doesn't feel like it to me. I don't know if I'm going to feel the same way in a year or in 2 years, because sometimes evolving takes time. because it happens in seasons, right? What is it? August, really, it's September through February if you go to the Super Bowl. Other than that, it's a lot of kind of shifting and all the things. And I don't know what's happening behind closed doors. They could have a master plan that I have no idea about, and they are evolving. I just haven't been able to see it on the field yet. But it's interesting. I'm wondering where the Steelers are in the evolution side of it. Like, when are we going to evolve? But then again, like, teams I cheer for are always last to evolve, except for my Texas Longhorns. Shout out to them. I feel like they immediately were like, oh, we can pay players? Say less. So
I have a question. So you all went and picked up DK Metcalf, which was a great add-on. But how involved do you feel the front office is with all of these, moves and different things? If you
I mean, I don't think so. I don't think the Steelers are an exception to any rule. I think they allow Omar Khan to be the GM, and I think that they allow Mike Tomlin to be the coach, and I think they collaborate. I think what people don't realize about the Steelers, because for so long we've been so good, and we still make it to the playoffs and we still do certain things. So people just assume we're very good everywhere, and we're not. Like, our offensive line last year was not very good. Our cornerbacks, our linebackers, like, we struggled tremendously. And in my older age, the way that I would build a team 5 years ago and the way that I would build a team now is totally different. And so for me, that's why it's like, I think in 2 years, I think I'm totally going to understand exactly what the Steelers are trying to do. And it's basically build up the positions we're not good at. Linebacker, offensive line, defensive line, safeties, cornerbacks. So it's like we have so many needs. And so I think that so many people, because we are a quarterback-driven society, that we think quarterbacks have to hang the moon and this and that. I think we assume that we should always go quarterback. But I think the Steelers are basically like, listen, do we need a quarterback? Yes. But did you see that defensive line? We gave up 200 and freaking 50 yards the last 3 games of the season, and then Derrick Henry literally ran all over us in the playoffs. So what are we? So I feel like even when they didn't take Shador, people were like, I can't believe Mike Tomlin. And I'm like, we're trying to win a football team in a division that's tough, and we have to be able to stop the run. Period. Period. I don't know what else to tell you. So I think they're working in tandem. I just think that their goals, because we need so much support, aren't the flashy goals. Their goals are building the foundation of a house. Nobody likes the foundation of a house being built. Nobody. But if it's cracked, everything's messed up.
Right.
So that's what I think they're doing. I think they're staying in their lanes. I do think that there is a master plan. I can't see the plan, but I'm starting to understand the moves a little bit. So, and I will tell you, I wanted them to take Shador Sanders. Obviously, everybody knows that by now.
Yeah.
The further time that gets removed, I'm glad that we didn't take him, mainly because I have no clue what's going to happen with our offensive line this year. I literally have no clue. We could be the best or the worst. I don't know. I don't know. We've drafted for it. It should be decent, but we don't know because they're so young. And when I say young, I mean first year, second year, third year guys, period. One veteran, but that's it. And then this defensive line, I'm not really sure what we're going to do either. And we don't know what we're going to do with these wide receivers. So it's like, there's so many spots where I'm like, I would probably have been protective and been like, don't throw Shador out there. No. So again, now being reflective, I'm like, maybe it was better that we don't have him, because then I don't want to be overprotective. I don't know, but
and I see Coach Tomlin as a guy of consistency. He's all about structure and not about flash. And I don't know how those personalities, not them together, but as the media portrays them, I don't think that would
exactly.
So
even the city and
and
it's not Shador's fault that people cannot respect he is who he is. It's not his fault they bring a circus to him. It's not his fault that they can't keep his name out of their mouths. That's not his fault. But that doesn't mean that it's not happening. And everybody just can't deal with that. And do I fault Tomlin for that? I mean, I can't fault him for it and also like him as my coach. I can't I'm not people still are mad that Mike Tomlin wears black Air Forces. Bro, he's been wearing black Air Forces for I think like all 16, 17 seasons. And people are still like, Mike Tomlin wearing black Air Forces. I'm like,
Yeah, come on, guys. Come on, guys.
like, black Air
He's never had a
So-
losing season, which is crazy. Like,
purple Air Forces. Well, wait, he can't wear purple. He would have to wear yellow. But my point is it's like, or sorry, gold. Oh my God. If you're a Steelers fan, gold. Okay, gold. So anyways, I just think like, yeah. But also, I hope Shador goes to Cleveland and plays phenomenally well. I hope never against the Steelers does he play phenomenally well ever. Okay, because my loyalty is to my team. Sorry, that I'm a program woman. I'm like that with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's my guy. I love Lamar. I cheer for Lamar. I ride for Lamar. I defend Lamar. When he plays the Steelers, I hope he is awful.
oh boy, yeah.
Throw my team the ball, Lamar. Like, that's just how I feel. And I'm not going to change just because of Shador. Okay. You're getting the same treatment, bro. This is the NFL. This is how I am. So, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But
Yeah.
anyways.
But to mention the Ravens, they've picked up quite a few pieces.
Screw the Ravens.
but it's just I feel like this is a make or break year, like all or nothing. So
yeah. First of all, screw the Ravens. And second of all, I think I need them to figure out their crap. Like, I need them to stop getting my hopes up in the playoffs. If you're going to suck, how about just like don't even.
Yeah.
Like, how many years do I have to defend Lamar? How many times do I have to defend? Like, can we do this already?
Yeah.
Please? Like, go to the Super Bowl. What are we doing? And I'm going to say this, and I have a video that I think, did I say in the video? I think I did. I don't know. And I want to see a Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts Super Bowl this season. I want to see it. I actually think I said that in my Eagles video. Spoiler alert, coming out this week on Thursday. But like, I want to see it. Like, give us Lamar in the Super Bowl. Please give it to us. I don't care. Give us all the calls. Like, put him in the Super Bowl. So, anyways, that's kind of where I'm at. Eugene Irvin said I'm hilarious. So I don't know if I'm hilarious because I'm full of crap or if I'm actually funny. Whatever it is, I'll accept it. I don't know if anybody in the chat has any questions for either one of us. We just wanted to like jump on live and just like talk about football and what's going on. And we're dual streaming on both of our platforms because that's just what we're doing. I always say that I like to pull people out of their comfort zones. That's like what I do. And I was your first live on your channel. So there's that. So like we're spinning the block and we're like, hey, what's up? So we are just up here having a great time talking about football. So if anybody has like any questions or anything they want to add to the conversation, please let us know. He says Eagles versus Ravens Super Bowl will be epic. Like it would be for the culture, like just the culture. Can you imagine? Can you imagine watching a Super Bowl where you honestly don't care who wins? Like you care who wins because you'll have a preference, but at the end of the day, you're like, man, this is great.
Yeah, it's great to see. You know, Lamar, if you're watching right now, I don't know what you have to do. Please. Lamar. Just one time, man. Just one time.
Lamar, stop throwing the ball to Mark Andrews, okay, in clutch time. Honestly, Lamar, please start audibling to run plays. I need you to change the play to run plays, Lamar Jackson. Okay, since this is a play, Lamar, listen. During the regular season, you guys run the ball very effectively. And then you get in the playoffs and you don't run the football. So, Lamar, if you're listening to this, okay, how many years you've been in the league long enough, you can change the plays. Change the plays. Please, Lamar Jackson. Change the plays. Okay. That's my play to Lamar. What is your prediction for the Steelers this season? Listen, solid 10-9 win.
Yeah. Winning
between
season.
10 between 9 and 11 wins, winning season, like I don't know. But no, honestly, I am working on my Steelers prediction video. So for those of you that are interested in my Steelers prediction video, just so we know, just like I do everything, I analyze it beyond, oh, this week we're playing the Ravens, this week we're playing the Bengals. I actually look at like who we're playing, who the team we're playing came off of. Did they play Monday night? Did we play Monday night? So my predictions aren't as cut and dry as some people. I don't just say we're winning because of the teams. So I actually take some time to kind of assess it. So I'll release that in July, just FYI.
Right. Awesome.
So
Awesome.
another question. Can you talk about why these YouTube channels keep trying to push Shador as QB1 and let him earn his keep? Do you want to take that one? Because we all know I have something to say, but it's up to you.
Push there. Yeah, yeah. Most of them don't know what they're talking about. Honestly, they don't know football. But I feel like he has to learn the game first in the NFL. The NFL is way different from college. It's much faster. You know, you have grown men running full speed at you, trying to take your head off. And we also have to look at his team's history. Over the past few years, they have not been they haven't been healthy. They haven't been good. Just clear cut. They haven't been good. But it's not to say that they can't improve. And Shador can be that missing piece to, be that quarterback, be that leader. But I feel like it's going to take time. It's going to take time.
I love that. I also think that we need to stop pushing people to do things that we want them to do. And if you say you have faith and you say you believe in God and all those things, then lean into that faith and stop rushing something. Let him be what he's going to be. Let him do what he's going to do. And when it's his time, it will be his time. But just because you want him there and you want to prove a point and you want to rush him, that is not what is best for him. So don't say you have faith and you believe and you trust and you this, and then you don't trust and believe. Like, allow him to do what he needs to do. It's a process.
Mhm.
It is a process. So, and if he's a starter, he's a starter. But if he's not, he's just not. Like, just let him take time. Let him take time.
Yeah.
Will you think the Jets be good this season? No. Next question.
No, the Jets.
No. I mean, explain good though. Do I think the Jets will be better than they were last year?
Probably better than they were last
Probably
year.
better than they were last year.
Yeah.
Do I think they're going to be good? No. And I could be wrong. Do I think they're going to make the playoffs? No. When I think somebody's going to make the playoffs, I think that's good. So that's kind of my barometer. I don't know what you think.
And I see another question here on my end. And do you think the
This
Bucks
one?
have a real shot? Yeah, Bucks have a real shot to make it to the Super Bowl this season.
Ooh, where is technically T? He would love this question.
I love my Buccaneers. I'm a silent fan, about my NFL team. But Baker Mayfield has definitely shown improvements. They have to get past Washington, plain and simple. That's my answer. They have to get past Washington. So
Okay. Oh, I love that. That's a good answer.
we have vets too. We have a lot of vets, and we have some new. We have Bucky Irvin, running back. He's pretty solid, and yeah.
Are you a closet Bucks fan?
I am. I really am. It's been rough.
Shut up! Oh my God, I have been. Did you watch my Tampa Bay Bucks video?
I have not, but I will.
Yeah, because in there I'm like, where are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans?
Yeah, it's been
like, where are y'all? Where do you hang out? Where do you live? It's kind of like what I feel like I'm doing right now with Penn State fans. Like, where do y'all hang out? For real. Like, if you know a Penn State fan, holla at me, because I don't know where they live and where they hang out. So, cool. I didn't know that. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay.
You want to know a fun fact? The season that Tom Brady played, I'm pretty sure you may or may not know this, but they had to add extra bleachers in the stadium just for Tom, like a whole section for him, and then they took it back last season. So it's like,
I did not know you were a Tampa Bay Bucks fan. I love that for you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What are some things you want him to work on? So I think this is in reference to Shador, because that was the last question. I just think he just needs to be better, and I think he needs to adjust to the speed of the game. But I think, you know what I actually wanted to work on? This has nothing to do, this might go over a lot of people's heads. I need him to learn how to be more political on the football field. I need him to know that you need it, like the nuances, the building relationships with the center. I need him to have that left tackle love him more than any of these other quarterbacks. I need him to ask the center, what reads do you usually make? Okay, what do you notice happens in the AFC North? I need him to go to Myles Garrett and say, hey, you've been here for a while. What are some things that you kind of experience being in this division? What do you notice? I need him to go to Ward. I need him to go to Devin Bush, who's the linebacker. Ward is the cornerback, because I know I'm saying names that a lot of people don't really know because they really don't watch Cleveland play football. You just know Shador's on the team. But anyways, I need him to go to those people and just say things like, what's going on in this division? What do you see? What does success look like to you? Because if he wins over them, he will get the job.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Are you kidding me? There's not a starting center on the planet that would not go to the head coach and be like, this guy, we study together, we eat together, we watch film together. He comes to my house. I know his reads. We communicate well. We've changed our cadences together. Come on. That's what I want him to do. I want him to learn how to play the political game of the NFL. A lot of people never learn it. But I think if he could learn that, skill.
Yeah.
So that's my answer. I don't know if you have an answer, but
no, that was a great answer. I really like that. Being a true professional and going the extra mile to build those relationships and gain that knowledge. I feel like that will definitely separate him from the quarterbacks in the room, because I'm sure Flacco knows that, but he's a little tired. He doesn't go. He's like, oh, I've seen this coverage before. He just goes out there. But hey.
and everybody's not a good teacher.
Right.
Like maybe Flacco, whatever, but like go to that center and be like, hey, what do you notice? Hey, this year, our first game of the season, I don't even know what the first game of the season is, but we play so-and-so. What do you know about them? Like, how can I really like understand what's going on? Again, I think the reason why I love in the NFL, and a lot of people never talk about it, is how it's that. Yes, it's in between the lines. Yes, it's talent. Yes, it's blah, 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 blah. But it also is like, go build those relationships, have those conversations, go to the big guy dinner on Thursday, go take the offensive lineman out to dinner, go practice snaps with the starter. Ask him if he'll give you 10 snaps at the end of practice. Just 10. Nothing major. Just give me 10. And then if he says yes, I see if you can get a left guard to stay too, and y'all can work on a rollout to the left, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just just start being a gnat. Like, ask those questions. So be an annoying rookie. Anyways, breakout predictions on offense and defense. Who do y'all have? Are we talking NFL and college? Because I would have different answers depending on what we're talking about. Peyton Manning, Jeff Saturday. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Get in there, bro. Get in there.
Build that chemistry.
Please build it. Yeah, because at the same time, it's like, and then how do you keep that guy off the field? What do you say? What do you say to Myles Garrett when Myles Garrett says, me and Shador have been working out now for the past 3 weeks. We've been talking about offense, defense, schemes. He's showed me what he could see as a quarterback. He's helped me get off the ball a little bit faster. We also da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then how do you turn to Shador and be like, you're not going to play? No.
Yeah.
Hello, Myles Garrett's making $40 million. Hello. Right. I wish we would focus more on that than we would like him being a starter week 1. I think that's ridiculous. I think it's bogus, and I don't think it matters. Yeah. So, NFL. So who are do you have any breakout predictions on offense and defense in the NFL?
I'm going to circle back to Michael Penix. I think he's going to have a solid year on offense.
That's a sneaky sleeper. That's a sneaky one.
He is. Defense.
That's so sneaky that you said Penix.
I'm gonna be biased here when you say defense. I want to see what Travis Hunter does on defense. I want to see. I'm really excited to see. I feel like he's going to of course, make big plays on offense, but I think he's going to shock a few people on defense as well. So because he just has amazing ball skills. I saw in one clip he just like went over somebody. It was like he ran the ball down like he was a receiver, but he was on defense, and those are skills that you can't really teach.
I agree with that.
So
I agree with that. My offense, I'm going with the rookie because I just trust Harbaugh this much. What's his name? Amarion Hampton from North Carolina.
Okay.
The running back, mainly because I know Harbaugh's going to run him as often as
Oh, yeah.
possibly can.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over. And if it works, over and over and over and over. Yeah. And I trust that offensive line. And so I would say Hampton. And I know he's a rookie, but I just feel like if he does have a standout season, I think we're going to get a different year from the Chargers than we think, because that is going to be monumental. So first of all, I'm going to answer this, but I just need to say my favorite defensive player in the NFL is Fred Warner, period, full stop. Fred Warner's my guy. He's my favorite. I'm not going to pick him, but I just need to say that because I need to show respect, That's my guy. If I had to pick somebody that's going to be good this year in defense, I'm going to go with somebody from the Texans, but I don't know who I would pick.
I like the linebacker. What's his name? 51 Anderson.
Will Anderson. They got that cornerback that's really good. I think they have a safety that's really good. Their linebackers are good. Like I like the way the Houston Texans play defense, and I would pick somebody. I'll go with Will Anderson because this is year 3. I honestly think the Texans might be dangerous this year because it's like year 3, right? It's like year 3, same coach, CJ Stroud. Year 2 was over. He had a sophomore slump, although he was in the playoffs. So whatever. Yeah. Offensive line was absolutely atrocious. So what is he in year 3? I like their pickup at receiver, that Iowa State guy. I don't know. I like the Texans and I love their defense. So give me the Texans defense, and I'll take Will Anderson just because he's the guy that's probably on all the billboards. He is, but I'll take him. But like Nico Collins on offense, like I don't know, man.
I wonder if we will see a Nick Chubb 2.0 to see if he'll bounce back.
Oh man, and they just got Nick Chubb.
Yeah, so that's one team. I wouldn't be shocked to see them in the AFC Championship next year.
Yeah, and usually if your offense can score and kind of do what they're supposed to do, that means your defense is rested and your defense can do what it's supposed to do. So I'll go Will Anderson for the Texans. I like the Texans, and something about them, I'm almost waiting for them. Like I'm like physically waiting for them to show up to the party. Like if they have a good offensive line next year, I think they're going to arrive. I mean, they've already arrived, but like something about the Houston Texans, I just like.
It's like youthful. They're very youthful. They have a lot of young guys that are talented, and what is it? Tank Dell? Oh man, he's explosive.
Yeah, bless his heart. Yeah, I think he's out for the year.
Yeah.
He's a little bitty thing. What is he, like 5'8", so 120 soaking wet? I'm just kidding. He's not 120. I'm just kidding. He's so little though.
Yeah,
he's like watching Kyler Murray. It's like you see them and I don't. It's like they're so little.
I wonder if he's going to have a breakout season this year, Kyler. Yeah.
So the Cardinals have an interesting, because remember last year the Cardinals were pretty good and then they just couldn't finish the season, but they didn't have a pass rush.
Right.
So I'm wondering if, I don't know. Yeah, again, even them too. I'm wondering, like, another kind of interesting team too, where it's kind of like, no, but yes, but I wouldn't be shocked, but I would kind of, but who are they going to beat? But, because I don't know if I believe in 49ers right now. So I don't believe in them. So.
Just to keep jumping around the map, what about Minnesota, JJ McCarthy?
I cannot answer this question because there's some Minnesota fans in here, and I don't want to be held accountable. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. So
is he their guy? I mean,
so he's definitely their guy. JJ McCarthy is their guy. Full stop, period. They don't care what you have to say about it. He's their guy. So first of all, he's the guy.
He's the guy.
Gosh, man.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say he's not going to be good when you have JJ, Addison, running game, solid coaching. You play in a dome. Let's be real. If you play in a dome, I'm gonna give you a little bit more slack than if you play outside in the AFC North. That's just what I'm doing.
Oh yeah. That's it.
I think he'll be fine. I think the secret sauce to Minnesota is they don't need him to be amazing. They just need him not to screw up. And I think he can be that. That's kind of how I feel. Like, do I think he's going to put the team on his back and go win a game or two? I don't know if I would say that. Do I think he's going to be the reason why they win or lose games? Yes, because he has the ability to turn the ball over. He's not a turnover machine. I'm just saying because he's the quarterback and he could potentially turn the ball over.
Right.
But out of all the quarterbacks, in my personal opinion, I think he's set up the best. He has the best defense around him. He has the best of everything in a lot of ways. So it's like he should not fail.
He should not fail. Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I always say coming off of injury, you just never know like what kind of guy you're going to get. But I trust JJ McCarthy to not tank the Vikings. And I trust JJ McCarthy to lead his team to winning games. I just don't know if I'm talking about 10 games or if I'm talking about 13 games. I'm just not sure where I fall right now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah. He's the one thing I like about him is that he has that he's won a championship, so he knows how to win. But he also had a year to sit, and to learn and to process the information. So hopefully he can apply it, as best as possible. But it's just a different thing when you're really out there. And hopefully that it can slow the game down for him and what he knows and all of the knowledge he's acquired, he can, use it to somewhat to his advantage. So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to sign off here. We're probably going to go another like 5 minutes or so. So if you have any other questions, if anybody has questions, let us know. I'm curious to know, though, from your opinion, because you watched a ton of college football last year, because obviously with Colorado, you kind of had to just to kind of see where the team was, right, and figure out like in comparison. Who are you looking forward to seeing this year play in the NFL that's not Colorado specific, that you just kind of saw them because they either played Colorado or just because they caught your attention? Like, is there anybody that in the NFL you're kind of like, I'm kind of curious to see like what he does in the NFL? That's not, because like listen, this is a setup question because I'm kind of thinking like about like Ollie Gordon and like those people in like the Big 12, like their running backs that were really good in the Big 12. Obviously, Ollie Gordon wasn't that good last year. Although if you look at his stats, he had good stats. It just wasn't the year before.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about like him. But is there anybody that like you're thinking about that you're like, man, I'm just kind of curious to see like how they do in the NFL?
Yes, for sure. The receiver from Arizona who got drafted by Carolina.
Oh, T-Mac.
T-Mac.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's a big frame. He really reminds me of Mike Evans. He's a big guy that can go up and get it. He can run. He can go deep, and very exciting player to watch.
Okay.
And that was one person Travis had a time with the year there, his junior year. But him and I want to see how Jalen Milroe. I want to see how he transitions.
Ooh. Good one.
He's developing quietly. I would like to say, but
okay,
they see something in him. So
that's a good one, actually.
And one more. Let's see, one more. Who would I say?
That's a really good one.
Genty.
Ashton Dinty. Yeah, that's a good one. Those are some good ones. What's kind of funny is I do this all the time, and I tell people this all the time. I'm like, I'm such a defensive woman that anytime I think of my first thought is always defense. I don't know why I'm like that. I think that's just like what I enjoy, and I think that's the lens in which I view football is on the defensive side, because everybody that I thought of plays defense. So I'm like, Although I do want to see Matthew Golden because he went to Texas. I do want to see how he performs in Green Bay in the colder weather with Jordan Love. I'm fascinated. Like I'm interested. I'm just curious. Like, what is that going to look like? I know what he can do. I mean, I'm curious. I'm curious to see. And they need a sure-handed receiver that they can go to. So I'm curious about him. Also, Jalen Walker from Georgia. Very fascinated to see if he looks just as fast in the NFL. And really, I'm actually curious to see like the whole Falcons defense because I think they drafted really well. So I'm very fascinated.
They did.
Very fascinated to see what that defense looks like because last year I was cheering for them and they let me down like they do every freaking year, it seems like. And now I'm the idiot for cheering for these guys because I'm like, every year we're doing this to me, bro. Like, really? Every year? Every year?
Every year.
I've had people be like, I'm not even a Falcons fan anymore because they do this every year.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
So, and I fall every year. I'm like, this is the year. No, it hasn't been yet. So anyways, I'm very curious to see how that Falcons defense is going to look. So they got the two guys, they came up, they got Walker, they came up and they got Pierce. Like they're trying. And anytime somebody's trying to improve something that hard, I'm fascinated. I'm very fascinated. Yeah. Who else? I think that's really the only guys where I'm invested. I think the Texans will be great. So I'm interested. Is there anybody else that like got drafted where I was like, ooh, I'm going to watch that? Yeah, I mean, the Bengals are a complete disaster. So I'm just curious to see who they sign or if they sign at this point. Is your guy going to play? Like,
Yeah. Your team, your home team, the Will Howard and the other guy from Ohio State, the defense, the end. I forgot.
Jake Sawyer.
Yes, Sawyer. Yes.
So if you're a Steelers fan and you're listening to this right now, I just want everybody to know I have PTSD. You know what? I don't want to be that dramatic because that's not fair to people who actually have PTSD. See, I am triggered because how can I watch my team play in the semifinals on the one and we call atrocious plays and we lose because Jack freaking Sawyer comes off the edge and hits my quarterback's arm. And now I have to cheer for that guy in the NFL. Yeah. How does that work for me, Steelers? Talk to me.
That's rough.
What are we doing? How every time I see him, I think about it. Every time.
Really?
Every time.
Oh boy. That's tough. That's tough.
Like, yeah. And every time. And like, how can I not?
Yeah, that's tough.
Maybe when football season happens, I'll kind of let it go. No, because we play Ohio State. So you're going to see it leading up to the game at least at over or under 25 times. And then I will see it during the game over or under 25 times. So how do I get over that?
What do you have to win the Super Bowl for you to get over that? A Super Bowl for the Steelers. And he had something to do with it. He made a terrific play, and they won the game. So I think
I hope I'm over by the time that I hope because it's kind of like my last memory from Texas. I hope that it's just there because it was my last memory of the season. I'm hoping that it would be cool if I was there when they played Ohio State, so I probably wouldn't see it. But my luck, they're gonna have it on the freaking jumbotron. They're gonna be like, "Ooh, get loud!" And it's gonna be that freaking play. It's like you can't escape it. Yeah. It's like nothing bothers me in sports more than the play that I hated coming back over and over and over and over and over. And it's like I get the same way when I see who's the little guy from Kansas when they show him playing Colorado. I get the same. I feel triggered because I'm like, why this highlight?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see him run for 200 yards.
Yeah. I have one of those too. It was Florida State versus Georgia Tech, not this season, but like a few seasons back. I want to say maybe 2014, but if they blocked a field goal or something happened and we lost the game, and we could have went to the ACC championship and all these things. I'm just like, okay, guys, I actually never watched the full play. Every time they play, I just
It's
yeah.
so I think that's, to be honest, I think that's kind of my fear. So I remember the play because I remember it, and I've seen it twice since it happened. But that was back in what, January? I haven't seen it since. So in my mind, I remember the play exactly right. I know who missed the block. I know who he came around. I know, like, I don't know if I know for sure, but like that's how I feel. So so the fact that I feel like I know exactly what happened, it's like I don't even want to see it again.
Yeah.
Like it's similar. There was a play against Georgia in the SEC championship where we get an interception. If a guy turns around and throws a block, it's a pick six. He didn't throw the block. That play also is embedded in my brain because it's like that's an SEC championship. Literally, all you had to do was turn around and throw a block.
Yeah.
That's it. But no, he caught the interception. You were celebrating.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like those little bitty plays. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, maybe when the season starts, I will let it go. But well, no, because that guy's still on our team.
That was a good game, though. I really enjoyed that game, though. Like just seeing both teams go back and forth. Texas, Georgia, SEC championship. It was very competitive. So
yeah, I hate losing.
Yeah,
and we can end with this unless you have something to say. I absolutely positively hate losing. I hate losing, but when you lose in a game that is hard fought, you played hard, and you did all the things, I can at least accept it a little bit easier. I can at least, like the first time we played Georgia, the first half of the game, I was like, what the F was that? So the fact that they were able to kind of come back and like make it, like they like acted like they belonged there. I was like, okay, y'all sucked in the first half, but at least in the second half, like we came back around.
Right.
And so it's like, yeah, I felt like last year Texas lost 2 games where I was just like, it's gut wrenching because it's like make a field goal or make a block. Like it's like simple things. But at the same time, listen, 5 years ago, we were so bad. So I accept it. But anyways, what are your thoughts? What do you have planned? We can end this live, but tell us what you have. You've started something on your channel. I don't know if you guys are friends or kind of what you are to each other, but I'd love for you to just share what you do on your channel. If you're watching on my end, I have Connect's channel tagged like in the title. You can literally just click on it and it will go to his page. So if you're wondering where you can subscribe, that is where you can subscribe. So yeah, what are you up to on your channel? Like, tell us what we need to know about your channel.
Yeah, so in the off season, I started this new show called Life After Ball. It's me and 2 friends who were also my teammates, 24-hour Major and Irv, who was also on the live. What's up, Irv? How you doing, man? But yeah, please subscribe and check out the lives. We try to go live every Sunday, and we've been pretty consistent with it, and we're able to talk about real things that we experienced in life after ball, life during ball, and I feel like it's a great way to pass down knowledge to the younger generation, and get people excited, and it kind of relate to other people, and we have similar stories, so I feel like that counts.
Yeah. Yeah. And I popped it. I was so excited to see you live one day. I popped it. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that. And I love anytime men can get together and have conversations about things that concern men, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's a great space to just provide that conversation and to provide the outlook and to approach it as if like, hey, we're just here to talk about this.
Right.
Like, this is our experience. This is what we experienced. Maybe you can learn from it, or maybe you have questions or whatever. So I appreciate this space, and I'm proud of you for doing that. And like I said, I mean, I feel like anytime we go live, it's like, hey, how are you? So there's that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, on my channel, if you don't subscribe to my channel, it is all football all the time. I'm honest. Yeah, I'm honest, sometimes too honest. Sometimes I annoy people. I respond to all of my comments because I like to learn, but I also feel like I approach things. I don't have any feelings or emotions to anything that I say to any of my teams. And so when Texas sucks, I get to hit record and I get to be like, Texas sucked. Let me tell you why. And it's fine. And when Mike Tomlin's not drafting well, I get to hit record and say, Mike Tomlin, draft better. do better. That is who I am. So some people like it, some people don't. I don't coddle.
I love the honesty.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't coddle. I don't caress. I don't act like everything's going to be okay until you prove to me everything's going to be okay. And that's just how I am. And so if you like that, you can subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I talk about college and NFL. And I also need to thank you because you don't often talk about the NFL very much.
Yeah.
But today you did. And you're a freaking Bucks fan. Like,
yeah.
Where did that come from?
It's been rough. That was like growing up. It was either the Falcons or the Buccaneers. Once Mike Vick left Atlanta, I was just like, okay, Tampa Bay, baby. So
I'm so excited that I have found, like, you have to watch that Tampa Bay video because in the video I say, where are the Tampa Bay Bucks fans? Where are you? Where are you? Somebody. Anyway, so thank you for showing up, being present. Thank you for being amazing. Also, everybody should know by now that if you don't know, I love giving people their flowers, and you are one of my favorites. And I will be available to go live. We can do this as many times as you want to because I appreciate you. And I'm just going to say this, and I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think that as you continue to grow in the YouTube space and as things continue to like change and evolve for you, like you get to figure out like who the real people are and who the people that are really cheering you on and who the people that are really like all of those things. And I appreciate you for being one of those people. And I just appreciate you for being real. So thank you.
Thank you.
We need more of it.
I can say the exact same. Your consistency is amazing. I admire your consistency, and I really appreciate, you pushing me, even though you may not know it, you push me to be better and to be more consistent. And I love that. So thank you.
Oh, well, you are very welcome. And we are going to end this, and we'll be back probably before the season. Before you know it, we'll be back.
Right. Peace.